She started advocating more than a decade ago when the first refugees showed up in Lesbos. Then, like now, there were those who died while crossing the Aegean Sea, and Efi Latsudi campaigned hard for them to be given a dignified burial.
The situation was more or less the same, but the size was different. The difficulties of the people, the violation of their rights, the huge problems that we faced was the same, but it was not so visible. This change in 2015 was something that I never had in mind that will happen to me. It was also an historical moment that we were not aware when we were getting through all this.
Latsudi was on the beaches as hundreds of thousands of refugees streamed into Greece. Among them, she identified the most vulnerable and took them under her wing in the Pipka village. It's in this former summer camp that she continues to help them make their first steps in Europe, hundreds at a time. None of the islands were equipped to deal with such a large influx of people arriving basically round the clock. So the role of volunteers was key in saving so many lives. The Hellenic rescue team is made of about 2,000 volunteers. They have picked up thousands of men, women and children from the water. Sometimes it was too late.
There are a few things, yes, that is different than others. That everyone has their moment that they'll remember.
And what's yours?
I would say one moment was two dead children that were holding hands in the water. They probably went from hypothermia, and that was kind of a sad thing to see.
Rescuing families with kids with special needs, holding their kids who had brain paralyzed. We have seen so much.
Their work is now being celebrated by the UN Agency for Refugees, because without volunteers like Efi Latsudi and the Hellenic rescue team, the UNHCR says it would have been impossible to give the appropriate humanitarian response to those seeking safety. Hoda Abdel-Hamid, Al Jazeera, Samos.